life. Hi and welcome to EOP News. As many of you may have heard, Mr. Johnson will sadly not be returning next year, so we've decided to dedicate this episode to his many fantastic years here at Peninsula. You may not recognize this man, but this is in fact Mr. Johnson when he first began as a custodian at Rolling Hills High. So tell me the story of how you rose from a janitor to become the principal of Peninsula High School.
I've been very, very lucky. There was a man, the principal at Rolling Hills, where I came and actually used to clean the toilet down the hall, was a man named Mr. Ferguson, who was really a great guy, and he encouraged me. And obviously I was a custodian, and I worked from 6 in the evening to 2:30 in the morning while I went to college full time. So there was a purpose, and it was actually a great job, and very thankful to him. He made a phone call. I became a teacher, academic teacher, and coach at Merrill Est, and then things just kind of happened.
Johnson's ascension to the top was not easy, and since then, he has made lasting contributions to not only Peninsula High School, but also the community. What was Mr. Johnson's biggest contribution to this school district?
In my opinion, in the late 80s and the early 90s, when we had declining enrollment in this district, the district looked to Mr. Johnson to bring the community together. We had to close Merrill Est and we had to close Palos Verdes, and the district picked Mr. Johnson to be the person to open up one high school that came from 3 high schools, and that was Palos Verdes Peninsula High School. That was a really tough time. Many teachers lost their jobs. Many students had to leave their high schools that they loved. And there was a lot of anger in the community. But Mr. Johnson, he made it work. And in my opinion, there's only one person that had the personality and the leadership skills to make that happen. And that was Mr. Johnson.
In addition, he has gained momentous popularity among students and staff alike. Whether it be his charismatic speeches or his generally lively presence around campus, Mr. Johnson is one popular man. What will you miss most when Mr. Johnson leaves?
I will most miss his leadership style. He trusts his staff to do their very best, and because of that trust, we all tend to rise to the occasion. He has been such a father figure to me here for the 10 years that I've worked here. I will really miss having that father figure here around campus that I just don't want to disappoint. I'll miss him a lot.
Well, Mr. Johnson really has been very supportive as a principal, both of the students and of teachers, and I think that we'll really miss that in him next year.
Gosh, I think what I'll miss most is just seeing him on campus and his presence and just being a positive force in this community in general.
What is your fondest memory of Mr. Johnson?
It probably had to be the time when, actually multiple times when I would go to assemblies and he would be like, you know what, let's treat everyone with respect. And the other line would be, I'm very proud of you. And before I was like, this guy says it a lot. But then what I realized was that he really does like have a sense of respect for all the students on campus, and I think it's because, you know, he came from being a janitor and like obviously interacting with a lot of the kids, and then now he's like 20 years later or 30 years later, now he's principal, and it's like everyone has respect for this man, and is that like I'm gonna miss him when I leave, and Peninsula's gonna miss him in the years to come. So yeah.
Whenever I would say hi to him, he wouldn't say hi back and just tell me to go lift some more weights. So I'm gonna miss that, and also his mustache.
I'm gonna miss how he always lightened the mood and put a positive spin, you know, to everything. But most of all, I'm gonna miss his mustache.
What are some of the highlights of being the principal of this great school?
The young people that I serve and the staff that I work with, always. I've been proud to be associated with the young people and with the staff.
What are some of your plans after you retire?
I don't know. You know, after 41 years in high school, I don't want to have a master plan. I just want things to kind of happen.
What will you miss most once you leave?
Kids just like you.
His 41 years of dedicated service to the Palos Verdes School District will not only continue to improve the lives of present students, but also future students as well. I speak for everyone when I say, we'll miss you, Mr. Johnson. This is Ryan Takamura, EOP News.
This is what your Naviance scattergrams looked like when you were comparing yourself to see which is the best path after high school. This is what the future scattergram will look like if you don't fill out your senior survey. There are 2 parts to the senior survey. The first part is anonymous and you will fill out a short series of questions. The second part is a little longer and you will give permission to share your name and your path after high school in the newspaper. A senior's job is to be a role model for the underclassmen. Completing your senior survey will help the staff collect information to help make it easier for next year's seniors. It is also the perfect gift to give back to your high school, and it only takes 15 minutes.
If it's not with you, there is no thing that makes me wanna settle down. I thought it was a bad cuff, but never knew how much illusions had to torture. A lonesome and forsaken with no gratitude. Who's gone to tell? Devotion's not the problem. It's me against the wardrobe.